Hey y'all, we're back in the kitchen tonight. We are going to make a chuck roast in the Instapot. Should take about 45 minutes to an hour, and then dinner will be ready. So it's currently 4:59 now. We typically like to eat around 6 to 7, so this will be perfect timing. I've got my chuck roast. Y'all hear the baby in the back. I've got my chuck roast that I got on sale. Got $6 off of it. Pulled it out of the freezer 2 days ago. Put it in the fridge. It's ready to go. I've got some carrots, 2 yellow onions, and some potatoes. I don't put celery in it because my husband does not like celery, so we're going to skip over that part, but everything else will be just perfect. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cut up these potatoes that I have. I am using 5 whole potatoes. I'm just going to chop into some pretty decent sized squares. We typically don't go to the store that often. I go about once every 2 weeks, and these are the potatoes that I have. So we're going to dump these potatoes right on into that pot. Again, you want them in pretty big sized chunks. By the Instapot, we use it, I think, a lot more than you probably should, but super easy cleanup and super easy to cook with, and quick, especially when you have family functions and things like that after work. Going to work, you can also use it as a slow cooker. And this will be plenty of potatoes for my family. We'll have leftovers. I'll probably even end up freezing some in my vacuum sealer. Once you get these potatoes chopped up, we'll work on to the onion. Now we're going to cut this onion. It will not go to waste. I have 11 chickens in the back that will eat this and love every minute of it. Your onions you also want in big chunks. Most of this is going to be in big chunks other than the carrots, because carrots do kind of take some time to get cooked. And I want them in a small enough portion that the baby won't have a problem eating them. Since you guys were here last, my garden is doing great. I actually have some veggies coming in, and I'm super stoked about that. Our chickens are probably about almost 12 weeks old, so they are good and ready to start eating the scraps in the house. Ooh. Nope. There we go. And if you do just have a crock pot, not an Instapot, you can start this before you go to work. Turn it on low, and then when you get home, you're going to have a freshly cooked, ready to go meal that you don't have to worry about. Okay. Let me get a little bowl to put this into the chickens. This is actually an old Instapot bowl. We definitely upgraded sizes. If you guys don't know, some of you might, if you're OG YouTube followers, you know that me and my husband lived in a camper for quite some time, and we had a tiny Instapot in that camper. But it worked. We also were only a family of 3 and not 4. So I'm just going to chop down the middle and do a few big chops in there. We want big pieces in case my oldest doesn't want to eat them. She's finicky when it comes to onions. And just throw those on in there as well. We've got our onions chopped and in the Instapot. I'm going to take our scraps here, and I will keep them because we'll have more scraps with the carrots and stuff for the chickens. Now, okay, so we've got our little thing here. And my husband's not a huge carrot fan either, but me and the girls are, so. You can get these pre-shredded, pre-chopped. These were on sale at our local Walmart for about $1.50. So we went ahead, I'm sorry, like $1.25. So we went ahead and just did these. But my tomatoes are doing great. My banana peppers are doing great. My squash, I have a ton of jalapenos. Those did amazing for me this year on germination and into the ground. So we're just going to chop this up a little bit. My dad has a YouTube channel. He actually had one quite some time ago. He is the cook of the family on my parents anyways. And we finally got his YouTube up and growing again. So I have been slacking on my own, but I'm so glad to be back with you guys. If y'all like barbecue type stuff, I will link him down below, and hopefully my husband will be more prone to the camera soon, and then you guys can watch him do his magic out there. Hi, monkey.
Sissy?
Yeah, hold on. You can take it out with Sissy to the chickens.
Oh.
Okay, let me do these real quick. You're just going to dump them to the chickens. You don't have to go into there with them. Give me 1 second. Alright, so we're going to take these and just, let's chop them just like this. This will be just fine for us. And I want them soft enough so the baby can enjoy carrots. And throw them in that bowl. I put the meat in last, and you guys will see in just a minute. And the only liquid I'm going to add is some beef broth and a little bit of brown sugar. It's a little trick of mine. Alright, last carrot. I started watching Hell's Kitchen, and let me tell you, I'm a little intrigued, but I don't think I could do the yelling in the kitchen. Other than my kids.
Chicken.
You fed all the chickens?
Yes.
I watched you.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Okay, so while my husband runs to go get me some beef broth, we're going to open up our chuck roast really quick. And we're going to get her all seasoned up. So one thing I am going to do a little different as well is I'm going to cube this up basically to throw it in there so that it all fits. And it just has always worked for me a little better than leaving it whole. Which again is fine. Everyone's preference is different. And this thing is a family size pack. It is a huge chuck roast, and I will most likely use it for multiple things this week. We have a softball tournament. If you guys don't know, my oldest is in select ball here in Mississippi, and she plays a tournament this weekend, and I'm the head coach. So Saturdays I don't cook, so this would be good to come home to have something to eat. Okay, so now that I've kind of filleted them a little bit, we're going to, that piece is fine. We're gonna chop them up just like so. Keep that fat content in there. It will be well worth it. And throw your chucks in there. I have seen some people smoke this and then put it into a soup. I've seen a lot of different things you can do with chuck roast. This is just what my little heart was desiring when I went grocery shopping. I'm being very careful with the way I cut it. I may or may not make some garlic bread or something to go with this, or maybe just a bread to help soak up a little bit. Ooh, this knife is sharp. So that's going to be enough meat for me. I am going to cook this up separately, but here's the meat. Let me go wash my hands. Now we're gonna take us some beef broth. Pour that in there.
Cupcakes.
You want cupcakes? You want to make some cupcakes? Okay. Alright, so we did about 3/4 of one. It wasn't all the way full, but I'm going to fill it up halfway with water and replace. Add that water. You're silly, baby. Maybe. And the meat will also make a good amount of juice as well. Okay. See if I can make it. Booyah. Okay, so this is some homemade brown sugar. I'm going to take about 1/3 of a cup. Maybe probably more about 1/2 of a cup. I'm going to take some garlic powder. And I'm just sprinkling with my heart. Rosemary. A little bit more. Probably about a good heaping tablespoon of rosemary. Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse. We live by Kinder's. So we've got the rice done. We're going to set right there real quick. And then the Instapot has like 3 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off and start pressure cooking it real quick. That's a lot of steam. So it just bent to the top, that little red button you see on top. Let me show you guys real quick. That red button will go down when you can turn the switch over. Super hot. I put a red towel down so that it doesn't burn my wood there. It smells amazing. My house smells amazing. So I'm going to take some white rice. Just put it at the bottom of our bowls. This is for hubby. Okay. I'm going to add some of the roast on top. I know he's not a huge fan of carrots, but we're going to give him a little for his eyesight. Right there on top. Baby, your plate's ready. It's hot.
Alright, I'll let it cool off for a second.
Okay. I'll put this, yeah, you're welcome. I'll put this in the freezer for the baby in just a little bit. There's the baby's plate. I went ahead and cheated and took a bite. It is so delicious. That brown sugar adds the perfect savory taste to it. So I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this. If you'll hit that like and subscribe button down below. I will have all the recipe down below in the description box. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Have a good dinner. It's good, babe.